No, we are not in Tron universe. We are actually at Capital One Center in Washington, D.C.
We're actually sidelined. Actually
We
sidelined.
are actually sidelined for the first time all season, which is 3 episodes. Not even a tornado warning or tornado watch could stop the Warriors from.
It almost stopped me from getting here because my plane got literally canceled, so I had to take the train, which ended up fine. But
We
yeah.
we love public transportation.
Oh yeah, Amtrak, shout out. More funding that way, please.
Yes. Um, Steve Kerr finally gets win number 600, and the Warriors snap a 5 game losing streak.
To everyone's relief. They almost they kept it at arm's length, but
Yeah,
there's a moment where it's like, shut this
I
up.
mean, I never
I
felt.
never felt it because the Wizards were actively tanking in that
Yeah.
game.
Trey Young goes out in the third quarter, and they're it's not looking great. And I mean, the Wizards they had guys that I mean we know who they are, but we don't really know who they are.
Angel Reese's brother, he actually played really
He
well.
played
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 great.
well. Trey Johnson, pretty
He
solid.
got hurt. He also
He
got
got hurt. Well, and then why are we talking about the Wizards? Let's talk about the
talking
Warriors.
about the Warriors.
Kristaps Porzingis, 30 points. Granted, some of that's that Wizard defense to give
Yeah. Five
85
stocks.
stocks. How many dribble drives did he have to the rim
I mean, in
today?
that fourth quarter, it was kind of just that was all he was doing, and then the Wizards just got kind of gave up and started fouling, which this game kind of made me realize, like in person, why they gave up so many points to Bam Adebayo. But no, but Kristaps was good. Like he looked a little smoother, looked more
Yeah.
comfortable on his feet. He's moving better. I think defensively, it's still a little bit work in progress, and
Mhm.
he'd tell you that himself.
Yeah.
But overall, 30 points, nothing to scoff at, even if it is the Wizards. Um,
Yeah, we're not gonna laugh at the Wizards.
so that was
Uh,
lots of the Wizards.
yeah, yeah, it's true. Second time of back to back, Melton also plays. He has a just crazy dunk.
Yeah.
Who was that over? Was that over
It's
Reese?
one of the guards.
One of the
I
guards.
think one of the longer guards. Either way, he got up like pretty quick at that, and like it was like if it kind of was like a Gary Payton dunk because he
Hmm.
got up really fast. Crowd goes crazy, or sorry, the bench goes crazy. And then he ends up with 27 points. So good game for him.
I feel like this is the kind of game though where the game was like the least interesting part
Yeah.
of the night. The big news was Jimmy Butler is back with the team.
Yep.
He actually had a little media availability at his locker
Shocked.
pregame.
We were shocked,
Done.
you
Like
guys.
literally, we're told what like 10 minutes before it happened.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy's gonna talk.
Well, no, it was kind of like, hey, you guys want Jimmy? We're
Of
like
course.
Jimmy's here? Okay, sure.
Um, Jimmy, he said some Jimmyisms.
Yeah.
Trying to get better every day.
Compete.
Compete.
He shared how he's like he has this chart that kind of just has his goals for everything in rehab he has to hit,
Yeah,
and he's kind of treating that like a maniac. So that was kind of fun.
but first of all, he's like, "Oh, I want to be back. I want to be back." Let me tell you this right now. He's not coming back this season.
Yeah,
There was a so Steve Kerr walks in on one side of the locker room.
yeah.
He'd been talking to Omer Yurtseven, who by the way played with Jimmy in Miami.
The one guy,
The one
yeah.
guy who knows who Jimmy knows in that locker because he was Nate Williams, uh,
Malefe Leons,
Malfi,
Malachi Leons.
and LJ Cryer. It's like
Yeah. So
so
two-way guys with Jimmy in that locker.
so Jimmy goes over to talk to Steve, and then on the other side of the room is a water cooler with some water bottles.
Yeah.
And so Jimmy doesn't have his crutches, but he's walking. I don't know if walking's the right word. He's limping,
Didn't have his crutches, but he's going over to the cooler.
and his knee is not bending at all.
Yeah. It's
Which
like
it's been 5 weeks,
it's been
so
5 weeks, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what it's supposed to look like at this point. I'll just say, like, you could see the scar. His leg was swollen, and he's still on crutches. He's aiming to get off of crutches next week, he was telling us.
yeah.
So he's in the rehab process. He got surgery February 9th, so that puts him at about like 5 weeks ago, sort of around there.
Mhm.
So again, this is gonna be I think everyone knew this, given his age and all the injuries he's had on that knee. Like it's gonna be a while. Like there's no way he's gonna be ready for the beginning of the next season. Maybe if things go right, you can get him by January next year.
Yeah, if that.
If that, but it started and he talked to us about how it was tough. It's
Mhm.
definitely a lot. His whole like basketball life has been pretty much snatched away from him just like
Yes.
that. Which is why it's good to see him like be
Mhm.
real competitive with that chart.
And the reason that he traveled is because he finally got cleared to
That
travel
yeah.
by doctors because when you have a knee and there's swelling and stuff and
So much fluid is in your knee.
you're
He's on
flying,
he's on
yeah,
blood thinners. Like it's just and flying increases inflammation. Like he just literally wasn't able to be around the team because he could not fly with them.
mhm.
So
Well, one thing I thought was kind of funny was one of the reporters asked about
Oh,
That's about the trade deadline and because Jimmy Butler was discussed as a possible trade candidate. And I think it shows how much the team has changed, where Jimmy's immediate reaction was to talk about Kuminga because when he went
he,
out on January 19th, that
the,
was the thick of the Kuminga, will he be here, will he not? That
yeah.
was just a really interesting.
Basically, what happened is like the question was asked like, were you involved at all with the Warriors' plans at the trade deadline? And Jimmy's like, no, I wasn't involved,
Right.
but I know what your next question is going to be. And then he talked about how Kuminga's doing well in Atlanta and everything. And just listening back from our perspective, listening back on the tape, it didn't sound like that the reporter was angling for a Kuminga thing.
No, no.
They gave it to us anyway.
Well, it sounded like we had gone back
To
2 months. Like
when there was only questions about Kuminga.
yes, it literally felt like we had jumped in the Doctor Who TARDIS and went back in time, which I thought was kind of funny.
Which I mean, for him, it was
Yeah.
like last time we talked to us was us asking like, how have you been a mentor to Kuminga? Like, what do you think Kuminga's career is
Yeah.
gonna be? So
Which Kuminga started off strong. He's had a couple of rough games in Atlanta since then, but he's dealing with a knee issue.
just don't check Twitter, Kuminga fans.
Yeah.
It's not not kind.
The next let's look not in the past. Let's look at the future for a second.
Oh, one more Jimmy thing.
Okay.
He did say he missed Buddy Hield,
He did.
and he didn't even make a joke about it. So that was kind of
He,
even more sad,
he was
you know.
just real serious about it.
He was like, "Yeah, I actually do miss Buddy. It's real quiet around here without him," which was
We got two buddy references because Gary Payton said that he taught Steve what a blicky is, and what was the other thing that he said?
I've missed that one.
We're running on like 3 hours of sleep, so
Yeah, I missed
let's look in
plenty.
let's not look at the past. Look at the future for a second.
Yeah,
They go to Boston next.
KP's third stop on the reunion tour.
Yes, Al Horford. I don't think he's with the team at the moment because he's hurt. So
It's a weird situation, but
yeah,
yeah, usually when a guy's hurt, they send him home.
yeah.
So
Oh, also Steph, still on the road trip.
yeah,
Um,
the fans were all the, like it was 50% Warrior
yeah,
fans.
we're literally sitting where so you can see kind of there's like a tunnel.
Right here.
There's a tunnel right down there,
Yeah,
and as Steph is walking,
in street
and
clothes.
it's just a like a like what is it?
Mob.
I don't call it mob.
Yeah,
It was a mob. It was
there was no fence.
it was a throng of people.
A lot of like people, kids were screaming. The security guards and like the
Yeah,
whatever the people on the Wizards
yeah,
people were like pushing people back. One guy like grabbed this kid and yanked him back. He's like, he can't do that.
yeah.
You know?
Which I kind of missed that part of Warriors games.
Yeah.
The Steph mania. And one other thing from pregame. I know we're talking a lot about pregame, but pregame where all the
Yeah,
action
just
happened.
action. Yeah.
Steve Kerr's many empty rooms.
All the empty
All the empty rooms.
Oscar winning short doc for best short film documentary.
Steve being the
Great orator,
is,
one of the great orators of our time.
orators, and also being trying to be humble. Said as an executive producer, basically, I think he just helped with the promotion of it, did some PR for it, probably helped donate a little bit for the fund.
He was right when he said executive producers don't do anything. It's the name.
Yes.
Like he probably put money in for the funding and everything, which is important.
Yes.
But he joked like I did nothing other than promote, which is
he gave a very Oscar worthy speech about his beliefs on gun control. And then after the game, after he went 600, he goes on another Oscar type speech where he thanks everyone from Steph to Harrison Barnes.
Most Spates gotten a mention.
Yeah, most Spates got a mention.
David West. He's going deep in thanking the players and the coaches and all the people that helped him.
Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry, yeah.
Adams, who is not on the trip, but he is still with the team as a consultant. But just to wrap up, I guess what are we looking for this Warriors team to do in these next? I mean, you get Boston, really tough. Detroit,
make a bowl,
really tough.
Make a bowl, and then a Mavs team that might be tanking. So
yeah.
If you split that the rest of the way, what you're only one game under 500, and then you kind of call that trip a win. We'll see how many games Porzingis plays.
Yeah.
There's a day off in between right now, so we'll see if they get him for that Boston game. I'm sure he wants to play.
Yeah.
But it's up to Rick Celebrini to clear that, which by the way, Rick Celebrini's doing a really good job of managing that injury because he looks healthy.
One thing is I think it's a fitting place to ask this question. We're sitting in Washington, D.C., who are tanking, and they have some young talent.
Actively tanking. It's crazy.
Young talent, but not a ton of talent. The NBA, Shams Charania of ESPN reported today that the owners are going to vote on possibly expanding into Seattle and Vegas, bring back the Supersonics. But real quick, does the NBA actually need two more teams?
That's a good take because a third of the league is tanking, and part of
Yes.
that's the lottery. The lottery this year is like really strong, and like
Yes.
there's like what 4 or 5 maybe generational prospects that you can get.
Mhm.
But like let's say you take so every team would protect 8 players. You can only get one player stolen from your team once. So yeah, take the ninth best player off your team. What happens then? That those two Seattle and Vegas teams are going to be horrible those first couple of years. It's not going to be a Valkyries awesome Cinderella situation or a
Mhm.
Vegas Golden Knights situation where like they make the playoffs. Those teams were not going to be good unless
Right.
they'll get their draft
Yeah.
luck, but
The difference in NBA is the NBA already has 30 teams,
it's a lot of talent.
whereas there's a
Yeah,
lot of talent. Whereas WNBA had 14 teams, and you feel like, man, there's a lot of talent here that's getting cut every
yeah,
year.
yeah.
I don't think that's the case in the
You
NBA.
can't. No, it's not. The Warriors would like who would they take from the Warriors? Like Al Horford, maybe.
Yeah,
But if you're a lottery, if you're one of those expansion teams, would you even want
the
to take Al
Pat
Horford?
Spencer.
You would take Pat Spencer. Like that's what you're dealing with. And Pat Spencer's great, like great guy doing well for this team, but not the guy you're gonna start your franchise on. So I don't. There, it all comes down to money.
Of course, there might be a Veronica Burton out there. You never know.
That's a fun one.
But anyways, Kenzo, where can we find your stuff?
ClutchPoints.com, usually the Warrior stuff. You can also find me on Twitter, Kenzo Fuku. Yeah, that's where I post most of my stuff. Articles are always there, videos, coverage,
Mhm.
commentary, all that good jazz. So catch me on Twitter for the most part.
And you can find me on the San Jose Mercury News, East Bay Times, under the Bay Area News Group umbrella,
Yup.
at Joseph underscore Dycus, DYCUS, on Twitter.
I got some
And
high school sports bylines there if you also
yes,
want to check that out. So
exactly. Until next time, though, this has been the JoJo and Kenzo Courtside Show. Yes,
courtside
we are actually courtside this time,
is not a wallpaper.
not wallpaper. It really exists. Look, see, it really exists.
Yeah.
All right, next time.